Well, we could talk about robot soccer in China, but let's talk song. Benson Boone has got his album out. It's called American Heart. I've already reacted to Sorry I'm Here for Someone Else and Mystical Magical. I like the man. I want to learn more about his songwriting or his team's songwriting, and I am going to listen to Mr. Electric Blue to do so. So without further ado, let's get going. I believe is the tonal center. G. Major, G major certainly. And I think the what is it? Whirly sound does boom 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 something. Might be a foreshadowing of the melody. Sorry, you couldn't see the keyboard. Now you can. Might be a foreshadowing element. So we are in the key of G major, and the melody that we hear kind of as an intro is boom boom ba boom boom ba boom boom ba boom boom ba boom boom and something ba 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 something like this, right? So we move from G major to C major. Might be, as I already said, foreshadowing element of melody hooks in the course of the song.
He was a stranger.
Really cool pickup, right? With the drums also preparing together with the melody. He was a stranger! And on the stranger, the band kicks in. On the stranger, the downbeat of the bar kicks in.
When he stares at you, he can chain you down and make you fall in love.
Did we have this here?
He can chain you down.
No. Something's weird. There is a F in the melody, which is weird because we wouldn't expect this in the G major scale. On the other hand, it's kind of bluesy, which makes sense.
He can chain you down and make you fall.
I don't understand the chord.
He can chain you down.
I want to say C.
He can chain you down and make you fall.
Something like this. So, is it bluesy? Is it mixolydian? No way to tell just yet. Let's analyze the melody in more detail.
He was a stranger.
Right? So, it's a bit pentatonic-y.
He walked in looking for danger. When
Pretty clear a rhyming pattern in the lyrics. He was a stranger. He walked in looking for danger.
he stares at you, he can chain you down and make you fall in love.
That's interesting. So we have got a lot of pentatonic elements, right? Right? So this here, but then when we change the chord and go to the C, suddenly we do this. Really interesting. Lyrics say he was a stranger, he walked in looking for danger. When he stares at you, he can chain you down and make you fall in love. Okay.
Heaven knows it. They made him out of fire and roses.
All the elements from the first verse half.
With an attitude, but he's sweet
Right? The F punching in this flat 7 feel.
enough to put him on your tongue.
Heaven knows him, they made him out of fire and roses with an attitude, but he's sweet enough to put him on your tongue.
He can be everything you've ever dreamed.
Interesting. This is a very short transitional bridge or pre-chorus. The bass plays so low that it's barely recognizable.
He can be everything you've ever.
I think it's a very, very low C. I think it's again the C thing that we know from the verse. Melody does.
He can be everything you've ever dreamed.
Ever dreamed. So we have got elements from the verse, like with this pickup, that now goes up. That is so good! That's brilliant pop music, and I love Benson Boone dearly.
I wanna dance like you. How did you get so cool?
What a hook! What a hook! So, we start with ooh, which is always a very good idea, and I hope I will remember when talking about the songwriting learnings later. Then we have got Mr. Electric Blue. The melody is... Again, highlight on the B, something we already knew from the pre-chorus. Ooh, man. Right? Always taking from this pentatonic material. Ooh, Mr. Electric Blue!
I wanna dance like you.
And then also highlighting, so a lot of melodic elements we already know from the verse, but it's clear that we are now talking about the chorus because of the lyrics and of the phrasing, right? And also because lines become shorter in general.
How did you get so cool?
Right? Landing on the home note again.
How did
How did you get so cool? And now we are settled. Rumming pattern is ooh, Mr. Electric Blue, I wanna dance like you. How did you get so cool? A. Something like an answering choir with a sub hook, with a secondary hook in the chorus, with that you got it, you got it. And now
you got electric soul?
ooh becomes O because we now need to rhyme this with soul. And oh, you got electric soul, but the melody and chords stay the same. Second half of the chorus.
You let the good times roll, Mr. Electric Blue.
Okay, again, going back to that home thing. Could they have done something more exciting in the middle of the chorus? I guess they could have, but I really like that they bring back the lyric idea Mr. Electric Blue, although it's the O, soul and roll lyric half, right? But it still makes sense to kind of resolve this. And again, this secondary hook.
They say that he fell from space.
People don't like second verses anymore. This was so cool.
He was a stranger.
Why don't they bring it back? Why do they have to make the song 3 minutes and 10 seconds? It's an album song. Please release a radio edit where you kind of cut the second verse if you must, but write the second verses. People seem to like to go directly into bridges or something like improvised second verses. And I'm sure, again, it's a killer second verse, but it's not the second verse that people expect.
Some supernatural place, Mr. Electric Blue.
He knows the traditional, or his team, let's just say his team. I don't know if he's the sole songwriter. It says written by Benson Boone, Evan Blair and Jack LaFrance. They certainly know the cliche chord progressions and know how to play them in their advantage. New interesting chord progression with G. Now F major, something that we would certainly not expect in the key of G major, making this the flat 7, turning this whole thing into a very mixolydian section. And that then goes to C, And this C goes to C minor. So what we have here is a 1, flat 7, 4 and 4 minor thing. Something that is very, I want to say, what do I want to say? What's that band that does, is it Electric Light Orchestra, I think, right? They do those kind of things. And don't they even have a song called Mr. Blue? Mr. Blue Sky? I don't know. If you do know, let me know in the comments. What is it? Is it Electric Light Orchestra with a song Mr. Blue Sky? Something like this, right? Where we also have got those traditional 70s harmonies that Benson Boone likes a lot, and we've seen this in other videos as well. Interesting, but cliche melody as well.
They say that it fell from space.
I'm going to do that an octave lower to save our ears. Right?
Mr. Electric Blue, I know I believe in you.
Really, really cool. So they bring in the B as the first rock solid note, something that we know from the other sections, right? But then go up. This is the 5 of the F. The 5 of G of C. 5 of C minor, and now they do something cool. So it's a C minor 7, where we kind of also emphasize that we have this hybrid feel of the 3 of the scale. Really, really cool.
He's a man's man, a good heart.
Now this is verse number 2. Quite interesting. What was the section before then? A transition from chorus 1 to verse 2. Cool and interesting. Thank you for bringing back the verse idea.
But he ain't the guy you'd want to find.
Always punching in that F.
He'll make you bite the dirt.
Cool internal rhyme, right? He's a man's man, a good hard-working American. Interesting rhyme. But he ain't the guy you'd wanna fight. He'll make you bite the dirt, right? So this fight-bite thing, although bite is not at the end of the line, creates a very, very cool internal rhyme.
And he said, watch the way you talk to me.
Is that what we heard before chorus 1 an octave below?
He can be everything.
No? What is it?
Watch the way you talk to me. If you want to keep your 2 front teeth.
New transitional bridge. Really interesting. Watch the way you talk to me if you want to keep your 2 front teeth. Really funny as well.
Watch the way you talk to me. If you want to keep.
The build-up seems to be F and C. Something that we know from the chorus, but that now serves as a pre-chorus to what we already know.
Ooh, Mr. Electric Blue. How did you get so cool?
Get so cool! Something, a little variation in the middle, so that we don't feel like we're home, right? That would have been cool, because how did you get so cool just is very definitive, right?
How did you get so cool?
So cool! This is the resolution that we don't want in the middle of our chorus.
Oh,
You got electric soul!
you let the good
It's so fun to listen to sing, to play.
Mr. Electric Blue.
He does that there. But he lands on the home note anyway, right? Very Brian May guitar solo. But on the verse harmonies, okay? So without that F major chord. Instead, G, G, C, G.
Say that he fell from space.
And this now is this transition from chorus 1 to verse 2. Really interesting song form.
Mr. Electric Blue.
But the chord does not go back to G. And this end I don't understand at all. Yeah, yes I do. It was a mystical, magical thing, right? Mystical, magical, right? Interesting. This was Benson Boone's Mr. Electric Blue, and let's take away songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1, I have not forgotten. Starting your chorus with ooh is a very good idea. Was it Dua Lipa? I think last year I did a video where there was a lot of oohs. This one brings the ooh back into pop music, and it's a very good idea because everybody wants to do the ooh. And if you want to write a sing-along chorus, why not start with the one vowel that everybody wants to do, the ooh? It's a very good idea, especially if you keep rhyming it with, for example, the title of your song, Mr. Electric Blue, or also I Want to Dance Like You, or also How Did You Get So Cool? Now, if you have new lines that require a new rhyme word, like, for example, You Got Electric Soul and You Let the Good Times Roll, why not take the ooh and turn it into an O, right? So it's brilliant, simple things that you need for lyric writing, and yes, ooh and o are basically the most important words in lyric writing, so please consider them when writing very, very poppy sing-along choruses. Songwriting learning number 2, really interesting song form where they leave the first chorus, they trick me into believing they were lazy because they didn't want to write a second verse. So I thought they would introduce something like a bridge with that. They say that he fell from space.
They say that he fell from space.
What a cool thing, but then they go to verse 2. So like a reverse transitional bridge, right? The transitional bridge we normally use for getting from the verse to the chorus. This time we do something in the opposite direction. Something that would be the interlude's job, where there is no melody normally, but here they decided to create a new melody section. Really interesting, and something that I will adopt or integrate into my songwriting toolbox. And songwriting learning number 3 is also about the chorus. This time it's about secondary hooks. So especially when producing your song, it might be a good idea to think about filling the gaps that the lead melody leaves and introducing something like a backing choir, something to fill the voids, something that they did quite usefully with this You've Got It, You Got It. Listen to this.
Mr. Electric Blue.
Okay, it was 2 bars that needed filling, okay? The Mr. Electric Blue is kind of the full stop. Mr. Electric Blue! Right? Ending, as I already said, on the home note of the scale, but this backing thing fills the gap and thereby makes everything busy, something that we need in pop music, okay? 2 bars of losing the listener's attention would be a very, very bad idea, so this is why they filled it with You Got It, You Got It, and thereby also introducing that new cool rhythm, a new secondary hook that this chorus definitely needed. And this was my reaction and on-the-fly analysis of Benson Boone's Mr. Electric Blue from his album American Heart. If you liked the video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel if you haven't yet, and to leave me friendly comments explaining the one question that I had about Electric Light Orchestra, and also telling me whether you would like me to continue on the Benson Boone journey that I have embarked on. Please also consider becoming a premium member of this YouTube channel. Info's in descriptions, and also taking a look at the almost but not quite complete guide to songwriting if you want to take your songwriting to the next level. I guess we've talked song, you can talk about robot soccer in China now. Bye bye!